I have been chatting with this for a while, so it actually knows my personality really well.
Okay.
I have instructed it multiple times to be concise, to be straight to the point. I don't like fluff. I don't want it to soft pedal it to me.
Okay.
I wanted to tell
Tell
it
it
to
to me
straight.
straight.
Yep, tell it to me straight. I'm a coder, so I don't want fluff around my code. But also I found that
I'm
very
not sure if that's okay to say.
I don't oh yeah, I don't either.
All right, what was the question? Oh, it's talking to you.
I know it knows me.
Wow. It says, good to see you, Miller.
Okay. You had asked, just starting on a new adventure.
Yes,
Okay.
several new projects.
I'm going to actually tell it because I do interact with this
Oh, please,
quite often.
show me what you do.
I am sitting with my mother, and she is starting
Okay.
several
Creative ventures.
in her life.
And she wants to know if this will help her in any way.
She wants to know
Why the heck should she learn?
how generative AI
Yes.
can help her,
Okay.
can help augment
Yes.
her experience.
Well, succeed. I'm interested in succeeding.
Okay. Augment and succeed
Okay.
in her experience.
Now it's going to try to make me happy with its response.
It is going, yeah, you're going to immediately see the confirmation bias. Now that I pointed it out, it's going to,
Right.
I hope that it's very clear to anybody who uses these models.
Okay, here we go. Here it comes.
Here's the straight practical rundown, no fluff, on how generative AI can actually help her, broken into the core areas most creative people benefit from. So now I want to preface this with, I have been chatting with this for a while, so it actually knows my personality really well.
Okay.
I have instructed it multiple times to be concise, to be straight to the point. I don't like fluff. I don't like a lot of, I don't want it to soft pedal it to me.
Okay.
I wanted to tell
Tell
it to me straight.
straight.
Yep, tell it to me straight. I'm a coder, so I don't want fluff around my code. But also I found that
I'm
very
not sure if that's okay to say.
I don't oh yeah, I don't either. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that. But what I do know is that I like to have that just short, impactful things
Okay.
come at me. So one, idea generation and creative expansion, high value, low effort. What does this mean? It rapidly produces variations of an idea that she already has. And if you recall, we talked about that. It's very good at, if you come up with original content and you put that in here, you ask it, hey, edit this for me. Can you help me expand on this idea?
Yeah.
That's a really great way to use this tool. And that is actually one of my
Expanding.
favorite ways to use this tool. I can't remember if we talked about the copyright thing here, and we will in just a bit, because I do want to make sure that you have that
come back to that.
available. Yeah. Whoa.
Wow.
It
There's a
came
lot
up
there.
with, yeah, it came
Well,
up
we
with
don't
a
have
lot.
to read all of this.
No, we don't. But we can.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
I may have to have you print that out.
Sure.
Okay.
Sure. What this means for you. You never have to start from a blank page ever again.
Well, that's good. That's good news.
You can explore 30 ideas in the time it takes to manually explore 3. That's a very powerful statement.
So idea generation.
Yeah,
is a
idea
big deal.
generation, creative generation is a great place to go. And again, I'll put that caveat of, you want to be really careful of protecting the little guy,
Right.
protecting artists.
Right. Well, that thing about don't put it out there if you don't want it stolen.
There it is.
And that's the piece that concerns
Of
me.
course, I cannot promise that future iterations of the model are not training on the stuff that you put into it.
Yeah.
So in the meantime, in the immediate layers that you're using, I don't believe that those are getting incorporated. But future layers, it could very well be incorporated.
So you want to be careful.
Absolutely.
What you share.
Absolutely.
With it.
Absolutely. And I really would never, I can't think of a situation where you would want to share personal information. I really can't. I don't think that is ever valuable. But I could be wrong. Maybe somebody has a use case out there where that is valuable, but to me, it certainly doesn't know my personal information.
So it looks like it would appear that it is helpful in the creative content realm.
Yeah, and I'll just read a few of the headlines off
Okay.
here. So rapid prototyping, that's more, it knows me. Skill acceleration and learning. That's actually one of my favorite ways as well. I can say, hey, I don't know anything about this. Can you tell me step by step how I can learn this?
That is a good question.
It's a really, really
That is a
cool
good question.
way, and it'll give you summaries,
Tell
it'll
me
give you
step by step
breakdowns,
how to learn that.
how to learn this thing. Yeah, and that as a learning augmenter is
Mhm,
fantastic.
mhm.
Productivity boosters, I don't use this. A lot of folks will say, "Hey, remind me of this meeting or just take this note summary for me." I don't use that as much. I like to take my own notes. I like to build my own calendars and stuff like
Mhm,
that, but it is useful for that.
mhm.
Personalized marketing and audience growth. It can build marketing for you, slogans, copy, scripts, those sorts of things.
Uh-huh, but then don't they sound like a machine did it?
Then
Like,
you tell it, "Hey, I don't like this piece. Can you rewrite this?"
can you make it sound like you and not like a machine trying to sound like you?
Totally. You can ask it to write a script, edit it, 'cause let's be real, you have to be in the mix somewhere. You have to be part of the experience somewhere. Because if you're not, then yeah, you're only gonna get this. But the more you can incorporate yourself into the generation, the better your result is going to be.
Okay.
Remember, garnish, not a dish. I know, it's hard to remember that, but this is an augmentation tool,
Not the whole thing.
not the whole thing.
It's
Yeah,
not the
this
whole
is
thing.
not the whole enchilada. This is the
Okay.
little bit of parsley that's on the side of the
It's the
enchilada.
parsley.
Yeah, this is not meant to be the whole enchilada.
Okay.
Where I do draw the line, actually, for me and my usage, art. I am not so these do have the ability of producing art. These do have
Like
the ability
drawings,
drawings,
like
yeah, actual art.
rendering.
These do have the ability to produce songs as well.
And
I
I
know.
can tell when they do, and something about it bugs me when
Oh,
I
no,
hear that music.
I am not I do not participate in those because to me, it's less about creativity and more about, it's relying on the whole enchilada.
Yeah,
There are too many artists' work being infringed upon to where
yeah.
I can, justify my participation in that space. This is a little different because this I am able to put in me. I'm able to put in my thoughts, my relevancies, and let it tell me, "Okay, yeah, this is a good idea. This is a good way to go," or, "No, actually, I think you should consider this direction." And again, there will be confirmation bias. It will try to kind of go in the direction you want, but if I ask it, "Is this way a better way?" Now that reformulating it to that, now that confirmation bias will actually look, "Is this better than this way?"
So using it in comparison,
Yeah.
maybe.
Asking it for a comparison of 2 naive things instead of saying,
What does
uh
that mean? 2 naive
yeah,
things. What does that mean?
so for instance, let's say you have been writing a chapter in a book and it's a creative writing experiment, and you say, "Is this good?" ChatGPT is likely gonna say, "Yeah, this is great. This is excellent. This
Yeah.
is great work." In most cases. In some cases, it will call you out, but in most cases, it's gonna lean into that confirmatory bias. That
But naive means what?
naive means it doesn't know that you wrote it. So the best way that you can do it is actually what you just said, which is comparison. If you come up with 2 different things and ask it which one is better, that is naive.
So that is
That is true naivety, where it doesn't know where it came from, and it doesn't know which one is supposed to be better.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
That you would get a truthful answer?
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't have the ability to truly outright lie. So I would say the most in line with human knowledge answer.
Well, please rephrase what you just
Mm,
said because that may be one of the highlights from this whole conversation,
mm.
how to ask that particular question.
So we're having a conversation. At least I like to think we are. We're having a conversation where we want to think critically, where we want to scrutinize and ask, is this the right thing to pursue? It does not have that ability. Remember, the I of AI is not really I. There's not a whole lot of I
Intelligent.
going on there.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's more A than I. And it doesn't have those scrutinous reasoning abilities. So we have to often rethink our way of interacting with it to not only protect the little guy, but also to protect ourselves. That does mean reformulating our questions, creating naive examples such as, hey, here's A and B, tell me which one is better. Or if you do some creative writing, instead of asking it, does this infringe on any copyright? Confirmation bias. It's going to want to answer, no, of course not. Ask it, rank. the most likely candidates that this infringes copyright upon. And then it's up to us to go research, go read the
Jeez.
thing, go read the thing that it's saying. Because remember, it wants to please you. So it's going to try to produce that highest ranking for you because it wants to please you, right?
So is A more correct answer for me than C?
Yeah. Yeah. So exactly. Yeah. Out of these, which is the most historically accurate, A, B, or C? Okay.
Wow.
Now all of a sudden, remember, it wants to please you. It wants to, these are
Yeah.
generally coded to whether it's small or big. I can't think of a model that a consumer grade model. One that you're interacting with on a generalized computer that doesn't want to please you. That isn't coded to have a small confirmation bias toward you.
So I'm dumbing it down. That's
Yeah.
the wrong way to say it. I'm
No. You
simplifying it
yeah.
down even further.
Yeah.
That particular way to ask the question. What's a
Mhm.
good way to remember that
You have
naive question?
naivety. The naive question. We have to formulate the question in a way that prevents it or that either prevents that confirmation bias from arising in a way that could be detrimental to you or trapping it within that confirmation bias because it wants to serve you and actually answers your question in the way you want.
So if you don't ask it this way, it's just going to try to please
It's
you.
going to just try and please you. I really like to go back to that copyright example because it really is just the best way I like to inform people of how can you not only protect yourself, but also protect other people's copyright. Because I can't even say how much I am a proponent of protecting people's copyright because a lot of folks don't have representation for that. So it comes to us to protect that. Don't ask it anything where it can be sycophantic. Assume it wants to say yes to your question.
Assume.
That is actually the best rule that you can do.
Assume.
Assume that it wants to say yes to your question. And if you have that one assumption in mind, that'll help you formulate your actual question.
Assume it wants to say
Yeah.
yes. That's really good.
Yeah.
Okay, so if we remember that it always wants to say yes, and what was the something bias?
Confirmatory bias. You
Which
have
is
a
this?
bubble on your head.
Do I?
You had a bubble.
Do I have a-
No. It was like a speech bubble. It had a thumbs up.
Oh, well, I don't know.
I don't know what happened. That was weird. That was really
I
weird.
think it's your drugs.
No, I promise that was not here. Where are we at in the video? 14 minutes. We're gonna look at that again because I want to see what happened there.
You're hallucinating.
Sure, uh, maybe. So yeah, just the number one rule: assume that it wants to say yes.
Assume it wants to say yes.
Assume it wants to side with you. Assume that.
And don't put it out there if you don't want it out there.
Don't put it out there if you
What's
don't
the
want it out there.
third rule? Those are two good ones. We need one more.
It is my opinion that we should all try to protect ourselves. And that also goes for our neighbors. That goes for the individual artists. That goes for be conscientious of your works. Be conscientious of the stuff that you are producing because there are people whose works are being infringed upon. There's no getting around that right now. And so there's a part of me that feels like if we all watch out for each other, we have the ability to mitigate that very, very strongly. These models aren't going anywhere.
Consider the big picture.
Yeah, these technologies are not going anywhere. They're not going anywhere.
No, it
I'm
seems
sorry.
like we're in the wild west.
It feels
of
that way
this.
too, and I'm in it, and it feels that way.
Like there are no rules right now.
There are no
Gunslingers.
rules. Yeah, and I am working. I work in these experimentation layers that deal with that raw math piece. There are no rules. We don't even know how to measure it in some cases. That's actually what I do is I figure out how to measure its accuracy, measure its politeness, measure its pieces.
Are you the one making it so nice?
I am not. No, I am absolutely not. I am the one that measures primarily accuracy, how good it is, and then also how false it is. I do measure when it is wrong.
Well, this is fascinating. I wish we had the capability of taking questions and having people ask you questions, but maybe we'll be able to do that. Is there anything as we wrap this up that you would like the person who's never really experimented with AI to know? Are they safe doing it?
I would say don't be afraid to dip your toe into it. And don't put anything out there that you don't want out there. You don't have to. It's not required to participate in these systems. It doesn't even need to know your name. So if you're interested, participate, but be responsible with your participation.
Thank you, Wyatt. Thank you for listening. See you soon. All right, are you done?